If your goal is to lose body fat in 2026, running might actually be the reason why you are still fat. And now, before you get triggered, let me just tell you this. I love running. I am a runner at heart. I am built for running. My parents are endurance athletes. My mom, my dad, they both ran marathons. I personally have ran 4 marathons. I'm about to run my next marathon next week. So this is coming from a runner myself. And I'm here telling you that if you're trying to lose body fat, that you should not be running. I am not biased whatsoever. I still run, but I almost never recommend running for overweight individuals trying to lose body fat. Now, after coaching hundreds of busy men, I have seen this mistake over and over and over again. And today I'm going to show you why running often backfires for fat loss and what to actually do instead if you actually want results. If you don't want results, keep running. By all means, be my guest. But if you are actually looking to see results, in a more fun and sustainable way, you don't need to be running. And there's actually better alternatives out there for you. Now, before we get started, once again, I have coached hundreds of busy men through fat loss. I have personally run multiple marathons, and I've watched this mistake stall more progress than almost anything else. Now, by the end of this video, you'll understand why running makes fat loss harder for most people and how to burn fat faster with less hunger and less suffering. Because let's be honest here, running, it's not fun. It is pure suffering, especially if you're not built for it. And especially if you're overweight, all that pounding on your knees, on your connective tissues, on your joints, like that is very injurious. And your risk of injury by running is a lot higher compared to all the other modalities that I'm going to explain to you in today's video. So here's the plan. Number one, we're going to talk about why running backfires for fat loss. Number two, the science behind appetite, glycogen, and cravings. And then thirdly, the smarter cardio strategy that actually works. So let's start with point number one, why running backfires. I want you to think of your body like a machine, like a car. That's just whatever your favorite car is. Let's say it's a Ferrari, or let's just do a hybrid car, whatever. And any hybrid car has two specific modes. It has sport mode and it has eco mode. Now, running puts your body into sport mode. Your heart rate spikes, your breathing ramps up, your engine is revving high. That feels productive, right? It feels like you're doing something productive when it comes to losing the body fat. And you feel like you are burning body fat. But here's the issue. Here's the problem. The glycogen, appetites, and the backfire effects. During high intensity exercise like running, your body runs mostly on glycogen. And glycogen are the stored carbohydrates in your muscles and your liver. Now, science shows that glycogen depletion directly increases hunger and your cravings, especially for these high sugar, ultra palatable foods, any processed foods for that matter. Now, when you drain the tank fast, your body will start to panic. Your hunger will skyrocket, your appetite goes through the roof, and your cravings will kick in hard. I want you to ask yourself this question. If you have been running recently, or if you haven't been running, maybe go back to when you did run, maybe as a kid, you played a sport, you played soccer, you played basketball. After you were done doing a high endurance activity like that, running for 30 minutes, an hour, just being very highly active. How did you feel afterwards? What were your cravings like? What was your appetite like? You were likely very hungry and likely craving more of that processed, hyperpalatable junk food. You probably weren't craving like a healthy meal. You were probably craving like something fatty, something greasy, something salty, right? Now, this is backed by research as well, showing that high intensity cardio increases post exercise energy intake, especially in untrained or overweight individuals. Now, to translate all of this, yes, you do burn calories. By running, by doing high intensity interval training, you will burn calories 100%. But you also overeat more afterwards. Now, here's the math that kills running for fat loss. Let's just talk reality. It takes 50 minutes to burn 500 calories running. And it takes 5 minutes, this is the uncomfortable truth, but it takes 5 minutes to eat 500 calories. which is so unfortunate, right? It literally takes you so much more time and effort to burn 500 calories than it does to eat 500 calories. And so by me just saying this out loud, you are going to be far better off by number one, making sure that your diet is in check, because you probably heard it numerous times before, not just from me, but from any other coach person out there. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. And hopefully by me telling you this, it really puts it into perspective. Like, you'd have to train very, very hard for very, very long hours. Now, unless you're an elite athlete who literally it is their job to exercise and do all these things, you are going to fail 10 times out of 10. I can guarantee you that. I've tried it and it just doesn't work. So make sure that your diet is in check. You cannot outrun hunger. You cannot outrun physiology, and you definitely cannot outrun a bad diet. That is why so many people say, I run all the time, but I'm not losing weight. So let's flip the switch to eco mode. So we just talked about you putting your car in sports mode, putting your body into sports mode, but now let's put it into eco mode. This is low intensity cardio. This will keep your heart rate lower and shift fuel usage towards fat oxidation. Now, does that mean you magically melt more belly fat instantly? No. But here's the key difference. You burn calories without draining glycogen, without increasing hunger, and without triggering cravings. Studies have also shown that low intensity, steady state cardio preserves appetite regulation far better than high intensity interval training or high intensity cardio, especially in overweight populations. So if you are overweight, you're going to be far better off doing a low intensity, steady state type of cardio over a high intensity cardio. So let's compare the two, running versus walking, the calorie truth. Let's compare 20 minutes of running, which will equal out to around 200 and 280 calories burned, depending on how much you weigh, the intensity, all these things. And with walking, you burn around 100 to 180 calories for those 20 minutes. Now, that difference, about 100 calories, right? And that 100 calories is about a tablespoon of olive oil, a spoon of peanut butter, or half a candy bar. Definitely not worth destroying your appetite for, right? So how to know when you're actually in eco mode? Forget about the heart rate monitors. Here's the simplest rule. If you can hold a steady conversation while doing that specific type of cardio, you are in eco mode. Now, in contrast, if you're grasping for air, you are in sports mode. So if you're constantly like breathing really heavy and cannot carry on with the conversation, that's when you're in sports mode. But when you're slightly breaking a sweat, you're breathing somewhat, not super heavy, but you're breathing like it feels like you're doing something and you can still hold a conversation, then you know you're in eco mode. And you're going to be burning through glycogen again when you're in sports mode. So here's the best cardio for fat loss. We talked about what not to do, what could potentially be a good idea, but here's the best cardio that actually helps with fat loss. The best cardio is the one that keeps your heart rate low, doesn't spike your hunger, and you'll actually do consistently. Like, I cannot emphasize the last part more, right? Like something that you can do consistently over a long period of time. You may grind through a specific form of cardio, but if you hate it, if you despise it, if you dread doing it, if it doesn't get you excited, you are going to fall off eventually over time. There's only so much willpower you have. There's only so much motivation you have until you burn out. So make sure that you find a form, a modality of cardio that you actually enjoy. And I would actually say for most people, it's doing your favorite sports. Like, I grew up playing soccer as a kid, and every single time I have a ball at my feet, I just completely forget about exercise. I forget about cardio. I forget about how healthy it is for my heart, for my lungs. I get competitive. I start just I want to win, right? Same thing with basketball. I love playing basketball. Even tennis too. I used to play tennis as a kid. Any sports, you put me in any arena, you put me in any court, you put me on any field with a ball, with teammates, with an opponent, I'm like full on sport mode or not sport mode, but like competitive mode. I'm like, I want to win. Whatever we can do to win, I'll do it. Which translates to me running around, chasing down the opponents, making a run, shooting the ball, right? And I just completely forget about how many calories I'm actually burning. But you actually do end up burning probably a lot more calories by doing something you enjoy, by doing something that you dread. So this could include walking, could also include incline treadmill, it could include biking, stair stepper, elliptical, rower, even a very light jog could be beneficial. Yes, even jogging can work if your heart rate stays a bit lower. Now, the problem is most people with 30 to 50 pounds of fat to lose are deconditioned. So running instantly will turn into a high intensity form of cardio. Like if you're right now out of shape, don't run. That's it, period. So here's my personal experience. I love running. Like I said at the start of this video, I've ran marathons and I still run to this day. I'm actually, ironically, about to go on a run after this live call. But here's the truth. When I am focused on fat loss, so I've also competed in 3 bodybuilding shows. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And every single time that I went through this prep of prepping myself to go through this, I wasn't running. I was not running to lose body fat, which may sound very surprising to you, but I wasn't. What was I doing instead? I was doing low intensity, steady state cardio. I was on the treadmill, on the elliptical, incline, and I was just walking. I increased my step counts pretty high, up to 20,000 steps a day, but that put me in fat burning mode. And not just that, but it was a lot more sustainable for me because it was not sustainable for me to be on not only a low amount of calories when my energy naturally already is very low, but then having to try to run on top of that too. It is just very fatiguing. It is very taxing on your body. Not only that, but it also can also have an interference effect on your weight training sessions. And I would say for 9 out of 10 people watching this right now, your main priority when it comes to exercise should be your workouts, specifically your weight training sessions. And if you notice that your cardio, which you should view as a tool, starts to interfere with your weight training sessions, meaning that you feel weaker in the gym or you're getting injured and it's impacting your recovery rates, or you're just not being able to hit PRs in the gym, getting stronger in the gym over time, which should be your main goal, especially if you're trying to lose body fat, then that is a clear sign that you should not be doing that form of cardio. Like, for example, you're doing your workouts and then you try to combine that with running, but you notice that every single time you run, your knees feel bad, your joints feel bad, your recovery stalls, and your leg workouts suck, even like your upper body workouts suck because you're so drained and tired, then I would stop running because it's now interfering and affecting your weight training sessions. And your weight training sessions, like these are crucial. These are so important because this will help you not only build muscle, but at the very least maintain your muscle mass, which is key during a fat loss phase. Because when it comes to losing body fat, you want to just lose the body fat while maintaining, if not building, some muscle along the way. You do not want to be burning muscle, right? There's a huge difference between fat loss and weight loss. Weight loss implies that you're losing body fat and burning muscle, losing muscle, which is not what you want. Unless you want to end up looking like a skinny fat person. And trust me, I've been there. You do not want that. You do not want to be losing weight and end up losing muscle too. It is actually arguably a lot unhealthier for you to have low muscle mass and low body fat than having more muscle mass and slightly higher body fat. So always favor your workouts. And once again, we want to make sure that we find a type of cardio, which once again, we want to view as a tool to help you burn more calories, to help you be in a calorie deficit in an easier way that doesn't affect our weight training sessions. And that typically means anything that is low intensity, steady state. So once again, it could be walking, incline walking, treadmill, step mill, so many different elliptical, even the rowing machine, something low intensity that doesn't beat you up. So once again, when I'm focused on fat loss, the majority of my cardio is low intensity. Running is a performance tool, walking is a fat loss tool. And every single successful client inside of our coaching program that I've coached follows the exact same rule. Every single client who has lost 30 to 50 pounds, I don't have them go on runs. I don't have them do any like David Goggins type of stuff. Like, no, I don't have them run marathons. Of course not. Not only do they hate that, but it's not sustainable, like I said. What do I have them do instead? I have them invest into a step tracker. Could be an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, whatever you want, whatever you desire. You could even use your phone as well. But I have them simply keep track of their daily steps. We set them a step count target, whether it's 7,000 steps, 9,000 steps, 10,000 steps, whatever. And that will make sure that they're active all throughout the day and that they're going to be burning calories. No high intensity stuff, no beating up your joints, no putting on the running shoes, running miles and miles and miles every single week. It is not required. It is not needed, and it can actually backfire. Like I said, your injury risk will increase. It can impede on your recovery. It can impede your strength training workouts. Your appetite will increase. Your likelihood for overeating on junk food will increase. It is just a big fat no, period. Right? So all of our successful clients, just the daily step counts. Combining that with a proper nutrition plan and a proper workout program and having that accountability to make sure that they're not hitting any plateaus. This is the key. This is the key to success, and this is why our clients succeed every single time. It is a bulletproof method, the Barbarian method. So a couple client case studies. Clients who struggled for years running themselves into the ground finally lose fat when we pull back high intensity cardio, increase their daily steps, control their appetite, and really lock in that nutrition. And locking in that nutrition becomes far easier when you stop running and start walking. You get the same effort, arguably less effort, but far better results. So no, running is not evil. But if fat loss is your goal and you're constantly hungry, frustrated, stuck, getting injured, feeling under-recovered, running might be the thing holding you back. So if you want help structuring this the right way, so fat loss actually fits within your life and doesn't go against it, what you can go ahead and do is schedule a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll essentially go over your current goals. We'll see exactly how much fat you're looking to lose, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. We'll see exactly what's holding you back right now, whether it is your cardio routine or your diet or the lack of structure, the lack of accountability, whatever it may be. And then lastly, we'll create a game plan together to help you absolutely demolish your goals going into 2026. If that sounds good to you, the link will be in the description down below, and I'll see you all there. Peace.